we expect everyone to speak English.
Yeah.
You go to somebody else's country and get mad at them for not speaking English.
Yeah.
Like,
we even get mad at people coming to this country not speaking English. We be like,
that's true
speak
too.
English. I don't know English.
I just got here.
I'm on vacation. Like, I literally don't know English.
And the funny part is, it's like, for whatever reason, we feel like if we say it louder, then people will understand.
Or if you repeat it, it's like, you saying it 16 times, I don't speak that language. No, hablo. Like, what are you talking about? You can say it as many times as you want to.
It's not comprehending.
It's giving Charlie Brown teacher.
Womp, 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 womp.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Travel
Fly
Sexy. I'm your co-host, Natasha Terrell, owner of Travel Goddess International.
And I'm your co-host, Sincerely Jasmine, founder of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Period. Espresso Martini Mommy. If you know, you know. So this episode, you know, because it's December. We need to get intentional about our 2025 travels.
Period.
But we also need to show up and be correct when we're doing it.
Get our minds right.
Get our minds right. Get our understandings understood. So today we are talking about the 12 most annoying things that tourists do abroad. Okay,
us too sometimes.
We do. So I know it's fair to bring this up. And then hopefully you don't do it no more.
And by tourists we mean U.S. tourists going to other countries.
Correct. Not tourists, as in the sign. Okay,
y'all too.
Don't go come for us.
them too. We love y'all.
So stick around because you'll actually be interested to learn some of the things on this list. And like Jasmine said, we're guilty of some. You're probably guilty of some, but we all could do better.
Exactly.
But before we jump into all of that, a little bit of goddess smell from our inbox to yours. What's going on the road to travel, Jess?
This was hilarious because you can laugh at your pain after, but like
in the moment,
get me out of here. So it looks like it was a girls' trip, and the ladies arrived into TUL with the intentions of going to Tulum.
Child.
But TUL is not Tulum's airport code. That is Tulsa.
Oklahoma.
That's Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Bro.
Not Tulum, Mexico. So they planned a trip, booked a stay in Tulum, booked a flight from their hometown to TUL, Tulum.
to not loom. Girl, I would be sick.
Now, how long is it going to take you to get from Oklahoma to Tulum? Because where are we?
Not where are we? First of all, we're such East Coasters because we just think if you're not coming from over here, then where are you coming from?
Where is Oklahoma?
Like, how does this work?
Where am I?
Where are you located on the map? Like,
Child.
Because typically in those areas, it does take you longer. Like, we could get on a flight this afternoon and be in Tulum by the evening.
3 hours, exactly.
But that is wild. And then like
that was crazy.
The caption said like when your friend books the trip and you just showing up because you trust your friend and your friend don't even trust themselves.
That is crazy because my thing is when you type in TUL, it's going to say Tulsa. So I'm just like, you trolling me, sis. You trolling me.
But listen, we talk about it all the time, the importance of knowing airport codes and just knowing where you're going. Like, and we use the example of New York where like you type in New York, but it could be Newark. And you know, it's Tulsa is very different from Tulum. I will give you that.
Yes, vibes and all. It is not the same.
But I suppose, you know, it could have been, this is what happened. I know exactly what happened. They were out They was drinking. They said,
let's take a
trip to Tulum.
Okay, that's fair.
I've done it. I've been at the bar.
Oh, yeah, I've done it too. Late night, and then had to wake up the next day and cancel something. Be like, let's actually sit here and talk for a second. What are we doing? We can do this, but let's make it make sense and not go to Tulsa.
Yeah.
Because I wake up and be like, okay, let me check this email.
Yes.
But that's the Virgo.
So that's probably what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ended up in Tulsa.
Booked a nice little Airbnb in Tulum.
Because they was like, the flight is done. We did the flight.
Tulum's airport code is TQO.
Literally, it has nothing to do with Tulum.
TQO. So that's just for all of our listeners. TQO is Tulum, not TUO.
And I'm over it at that point.
Yeah.
Take me home.
Take me home.
Take me home.
Canceled.
It's done.
And I'm not staying in Tulsa. Not for one night.
Like, don't even try to convince me.
No, not for 1 hour am I staying in Tulsa.
Goodbye.
Get me out of here right now. Is that flight going back home?
Like,
I'm gonna
get back on there.
Yeah,
I'm going back.
I'm gonna just get back on there.
Oh God, the Virgo and the Taurus is in us. It's like it didn't work out. It wasn't for me. It wasn't meant for me.
Yeah.
Nevertheless,
a story to tell and a story for us to tell.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. I guess, like you said, laugh at the pain now, but I know they was sick.
Oh
in that
yeah,
moment, child.
I wouldn't even recorded that little TikTok. Let's figure this out first. I don't even want to talk about it. Let's figure it out.
The end. Oh, all right. So, annoying tourists abroad.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
know.
I be looking at us sometime like, oh, we are so entitled.
I mean, we just experienced a little bit of that while we were in
Cuba. Yes.
With the folks that we were with.
Especially travel agents. We are the worst. I'm like, we are not excluded from this list because sometimes, we can be even worse because
Even
we're
more
like,
annoying.
yeah, because we're like, well, I expect this, and I'm a travel agent. And we're like, you're in Europe. I don't care. Like, I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care who you paid to get here. Like,
but that's so true. But it's even funny that you say that because yesterday I was talking to someone and I was talking about the Cuba trip, and I caught myself kind of, not even caught, but just I realized what I was saying, and I was sharing that they asked, how was the trip and so forth. And I said, at least for the food portion, I said, we did have a lot of amazing dining experiences, but I also realized that we didn't have a lot of authentic Cuban dishes, and I said, I realized that the itinerary was curated to meet the audience
expectations,
at least try with the dishes that we would be used to.
Absolutely.
And that's
it was
thing.
like chicken or fish, like
exactly.
like it was very
like I'm like, where's the plátanos, like where's the things, but I get it. So anyway, all of that to say, we be annoying. So let's go into
still complain about that food, but anyway. Let's get into the list.
First things first on the list that we do abroad, guys, we expect everyone to speak English.
Yeah.
You go to somebody else's country and get mad at them for not speaking English.
Yeah.
Like,
we even get mad at people coming to this country not speaking English. We be like,
that's true
speak
too.
English. I don't know English.
I just got here.
I'm on vacation. Like, I literally don't know English.
And the funny part is, it's like, for whatever reason, we feel like if we say it louder, that people will understand.
Or if you repeat it, it's like, you saying it 16 times, I don't speak that language. No, hablo. Like, what are you talking about? You can say it as many times as you want to.
It's not comprehending.
It's giving Charlie Brown teacher. Like,
womp, 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 womp. But that's the thing. And the reality is, in America, we taught English first.
Yeah.
In other countries,
they're taught
their language first.
And then it's optional to explore other languages. Same here.
Yes.
So you might know a little Spanish, a little whatever you decided to take up in high school or in college, if you decided to do that. But it's not mandatory to learn other languages. So same thing in other countries. It's not mandatory to learn English.
Right. So I do encourage travelers, like when you go to destinations, just a couple of key phrases that will help you get by.
Absolutely.
Especially if you go to France, because they probably do speak English and they just won't speak English.
I was so happy that I did good in France, because I was like, I don't know a lick of French.
Listen.
And I was out there by myself, and although I tell y'all to use like the apps, Converter and Translator and all that, I don't be having those apps on my phone.
That's because you was having storage issues, but you're better now.
Yeah, I'm better now. Yeah. But yeah, I was grateful that the French people were nice to me.
Yeah.
Lucky
you.
Yeah. Because that's not everyone's experience. A lot of people say when they go to France, people are not going, like, you need to know how to greet and ask what you're asking.
Like
bathroom,
yes,
direction, restaurante, whatever.
Literally,
you need to know how to say it. So,
because everybody don't speak English. All right, stop
that's
thinking
just that. Yeah.
Next up.
So piggybacking off of that, ignoring cultural customs. So basically, greetings, tips,
yes,
anything that is custom to their culture that may not be normal to us. In certain cultures, they greet by kissing on the cheek, or certain way, like hugging versus handshakes, like so things of that nature, and just getting yourself familiar with those type of cultural things.
Absolutely.
And normalizing them in your time of being there, and not being like, oh, don't kiss me.
Yeah, that's true. And it goes the opposite way as well in the case of like laws. We talked about that a long time episodes ago.
Yes.
But go back and listen, because, flushing the toilet is illegal in random places
or
after certain hours or
certain areas. And,
it's crazy. Chewing gum, like the things that we know as regular could be considered derogatory and or illegal in other places. So familiarizing yourself with those cultural norms is definitely important. And also, like you said, don't look at folks sideways and weird because they're doing X, Y, Z.
You're used to. Exactly.
Now you're being annoying because you're giving dirty looks.
Right.
And you look crazy. You looking at them.
Be nice.
Y'all be mean outside.
Yes.
But also to the tipping. As we talk about again in France, tipping is kind of like, it's dirty a little bit. Like, what do you mean you're giving me extra money? Like, I don't need your money.
I'm at work.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of the case in a lot of European countries.
Yeah.
Where they like tip.
I don't even think they have the tip option like on like Uber and stuff. You know how on like here in the States they force us to be like, oh, rate and tip.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think that's an option. Like,
so definitely, I know you want to give because the service might have, met or exceeded your expectations, but Google it first.
Yeah, and most of the time that's implemented, like whether in their salary or in, the bill or whatever. So that's why it's received in that way, because it's kind of like, we already did that.
Yeah, which when I learned that years ago, I thought that was very interesting. But again, because it's just regular for us.
Yeah.
And then almost
some
we look at people dirty if they don't.
It's like mandatory. Where they're looking at you like, what's this dollar?
That's not enough.
You got to double your bill.
What's this dollar?
Like, so, and they're like standing there like,
where's the rest?
And they feel like you're being rude by not overextending yourself in certain monetary ways, because it's like, well, you have it.
Right, and some got in my pockets now.
So they do that.
They definitely will do that. Next annoying thing that we do. Dressing inappropriately. Guys, like, you do not wear the tank top to the mosque.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
That's literally forbidden.
Like, don't do it.
You gotta cover your shoulders. You gotta cover from what, neck to ankle?
Bro, the whole shebang. Yeah. Like, when we were in Dubai, garb up. Or you can't come in.
Yeah. And even in certain other areas of certain countries, is like, even if it's not like a religious area, it's still just a cultural thing. Absolutely. Where the women here dressed a certain way and the guys here dress a certain way. So, it's your girls of 𝗓𝗏𝐻𝒂𝒃𝒄𝒄𝒄.
Before we jump into today's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at 𝗓𝗏𝐻𝒂𝒃𝒄𝒄.
And of course, if you have a product or service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of 𝗓𝗏𝐻𝒂𝒃𝒄𝒄, shoot us an email at info@travelflysexy.com.
Now let's get back into the episode.
So anytime I'm going beyond, I would say, the Caribbean and Europe, I always look up what is comfortable, especially as a woman. As a male, you might have more flexibility, but as a woman, you have to be very strategic about your packing because you need to adhere to the cultural norms and don't show up with the wrong stuff.
Yeah. I'm currently going through that for my next trip.
Yeah.
Like,
and it gets
I
tricky.
need to bring out the big suitcase. Got to pack a little bit more than usual.
It gets tricky. And even like you said, sometimes it's not necessarily like a law or a rule, but it's more just what people are expected. What's expected. Because when I was in Jordan, I was like, ooh, like we're going over to the holy ground. I'm like, I probably shouldn't wear these pants because they got the little cutout on the side. Like, even though they're pants and it's technically covered,
It's
I'm
still,
like, that might be a little too much. So, things like that is
definitely,
you have to look it up. And then it's also interesting because to that point, you'll be in different areas of one destination.
Exactly.
And something is fine in the main city.
Right.
But then if you go on the outskirts, you have different,
and more residential areas where it's like now you're getting looked at crazy.
So
and Europe's like that too.
Yeah. So please do your research, please, 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 because you do not want to get caught slipping.
Yeah, and that's also embarrassing. Like to be the person like walking around with like the inappropriate outfit where it's like, well, I mean, this is just all I have. So now what am I going to do?
Yeah.
They're actually a good transition.
Is this say Barcelona?
No.
Well, let me just say, in Barcelona, you can only wear bathing suits on the beach.
Yeah,
you cannot come even if across the street is a restaurant, you need to put your clothes back on. Like it's no I'm gonna just rock out because I'm rocking out on the beach. No.
Yeah.
So it's just so many different things.
Right, because we be on South Beach, Miami. You got your bathing suit, your cover up on. That's your outfit for today.
Yes. Ain't none of that.
Yeah.
It's a beach town, but it ain't.
Exactly. You on the beach or you in the town?
Yes.
The next one would be not leaving a hotel or resort, which, I mean, we obviously are against regardless. But ultimately, it's just kind of like ignorant. It's like excluding yourself from the cultural experience of why you're visiting this destination.
Right. Like, what are you doing? What'd you come for?
Yeah, you did not come. And then also, I think, even to kind of piggyback off of that is just like choosing certain hotels and resorts, which are just putting you in certain areas where you're like, okay, I'm coming here, so I can go to the restaurant here.
Yep.
Go to the shops up the block. And it's like, that defeats the purpose. And then back to the airport. Like, okay, you got 2-block radius in. You just stayed downtown, stayed at your hotel, went to dinner across the street, and that's it.
Now, I will give grace to that depending on if it's a solo trip, because I have done that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And just choosing a hotel that's conveniently located where I can kind of maneuver, but not too much, because I didn't do my research prior. I just was like, all right, I'm getting on the flight tomorrow. So there's like layers to that as well, but destinations are meant to be explored.
Absolutely.
That's just the bottom line. So if you plan a staycation, then I feel you.
You want to do the pool, the spa, the restaurant at the hotel, stay at home. It's nice to do those things and other things. But if you're just doing that, room service, spa, like, come on.
I know, and I feel you on this. But I also, sometimes you just want to
You just want to be somewhere else.
I just wanted to change the scenery and put a robe on and be here.
I'll take it.
Sometimes, very, very seldom, but sometimes.
Go out that hotel at least once.
Then, yeah.
Even if it's up the block.
Dinner.
Yeah, dinner.
A good restaurant. Yeah, you're right.
Or an off-property spa.
That's true,
too. Just...
All right, let me do better. See, annoying,
exactly.
Annoying tourist things. Next on the list, funny enough, rushing through meals.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty AF. Because and we say it when it's happening.
Yeah.
We catch ourselves when we're doing it, like looking around.
Where's the server? Now I got an attitude.
Why you ain't come back?
Yeah,
It's
like
time
now
to go.
I'm mad. Exactly.
But the reality is that's a very American thing.
Yep.
We can get through a dining experience in 45 minutes. Why? But you're in another country, dinner or meals in general, it is meant to be enjoyed.
Yes.
You could definitely spend 2 hours in a restaurant because of how they pace it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pack your patience or have your expectations set, because it is not about to be an in and out, even at a fast food in and out situation.
Exactly. People go to like cafes and chill for hours, and have one coffee.
Yes. And that's just it. And people watch, and it's a thing. It's a culture of slow the hell down. We are the opposite of
absolutely
get it.
And our restaurant culture is just different too, because I feel like they're focused on the money and not the experience.
Right. How many people can we rotate through these doors?
If we can get you out in an hour and
free
get
up this
the
table.
next person in, next tabs in, get them in, it just makes more business sense. Whereas so we kind of think from the consumer perspective from that, where it's like, oh, okay, we just saw somebody walk in, they need this table.
Mm-hmm.
That's not our job.
It's not our job.
It's not our job to even think like that. But naturally, you're like, oh, well, a few more people are in here, they're waiting. Let me box this.
Ciao. But yeah, in other places, almost every time we're like, we got chill. We draw. No one's worried about it but us.
Yeah, they'll turn people away before they'll ask you to
leave.
Yeah.
And they'll ask,
we're full right now.
Do you need anything else?
Mm-hmm.
They turned Serena Williams away in that restaurant in Paris. We full.
And that's just exactly.
That's just what it is.
It's obviously we would love to have you right now, but
people are eating.
These other people here right now.
So understand that it will be a longer time than you're used to, but don't rush through your meal. Enjoy it.
Yes.
It's supposed to be an experience. Yeah.
Exactly. Next on the list is assuming things will be open all the time, or even just kind of basing it off of our schedules, where, you're like, oh, maybe Sunday they close early, but most places are open 7 days a week with certain business hours.
Right.
In other countries, they don't always go off of our schedule.
No.
There might be days that they're like, oh, these are family days, these are resting days, these are days that are implemented within that culture where everything's closed or everything's open.
Or everything just literally closes at the same time.
Exactly.
Or in certain European countries, they just close in the middle of the day.
Yep. We want to take a little rest.
Yes. They literally prioritize their well-being.
Yep.
They do not work and overwork themselves.
Exactly. Yep.
So
they'll have those little siesta hours.
Yes. And so you think you put together your itinerary, and from 12 to 2 is your souvenir shopping time. And 12 to 2, the shops are closed because they doing home for their siesta.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware of that. It's not just normal operating hours that we're used to.
That's very true.
Also in different countries, they shut down in the middle of the day for prayer hours.
Yep.
There's just so many different nuances that you could run into. So everything is not open all the time. When I was in Norway, it was a Sunday. I'm like, it was popping. All of a sudden, it was 5 o'clock.
Everything
ghost town.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean everything. I said, what am I gonna eat?
That's how it was in Guatemala too.
I had no clue. You're absolutely right.
That first day we were there, it was Sunday, super busy in the city.
Yes.
Super busy day. And then by the time we went and got cocktails, it was maybe 6 o'clock. And then you could see literally it was winding down. And by the time we got back to the hotel, nobody was outside. And I'm like, everybody was just outside. We just were walking around here.
So very, very interesting in that regard. But yeah, stuff just is closed. You think, well, I'm on vacation. It's supposed to be
right. It's open. Y'all gonna open early?
No,
it's no.
The people are still just working.
Yeah,
they just working. Also, another one on the list that we are doing annoyingly, and I literally saw this happen, so I know we're doing this annoyingly. Disrespecting monuments and just the important structures that we want to see when we go to these different destinations because the gram said so. But then we don't understand that this has so much value to this particular in history to this culture or this destination. When I was in Greece and we went to what do you call it? The Acropolis.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've changed it also. So like the Acropolis now has specific hours, and it also has a cap on how many visitors it can accept a day.
Oh, wow.
Like it's like it could be 12 o'clock. If we've reached it, it's done for today. Because they need to still preserve this incredible structure of history. But when I was there, I saw people like, and they have it roped off and they have the don't touch, but the girl just had to get it for the gram. And granted, the shot was fire. I ain't gonna hold you. I wish I would have seen the finished product, but I saw it happening in real time. But I'm like, she's completely ignoring all the signage, going over the rope, like, to get the shot. And so we gotta chill. Like, we gotta chill. But then also because we're doing these annoying things, now it's disrupting the experience for other people, because now they've implemented this cap on the like all these different things are changing because we got to get our content. So we have to be strategic, but we got to be respectful.
The content does it again. I just will say content can ruin travel experiences, and like obviously we want to show and tell our stories, but I will say that some things are just worth experiencing. And being able to be like, hey, this is what I did. And also the risk. The risk of damaging something. The risk of going to jail in another country for something as minor as like touching the Mona Lisa. Like literally. I just think the risk of it all. And it's just a pick, sis.
And in my mind, I think the risk of the structure, yes, but also like it's still old. Like, anything can happen, and you just be that one time because you wanted to take this with your stiletto and you fall through, or like something like that.
What I'm saying,
you know? So now you're putting yourself at risk as well while being an annoying tourist.
Literally. All for the content.
Oh, Jesus. Y'all gotta chill.
Next, we have guilty as charged, but this was also, I have a funny story about this. Attempting to pay with USD, but also not only USD, because we're spoiled to where we'll pay with Apple Pay. And we'll just be like, oh, I'll just take my phone. There was a clip of a young lady in South Africa going to a vendor, like a street vendor, asking if she could use Apple Pay for
in South Africa
for like some fruit
on the side of the road. Ma'am,
stop playing with these people.
She was probably dead serious.
Stop playing with these people. Make it make sense.
She probably was a Gen Z. Sorry.
Where do I get the Wi-Fi from? Where do I get the connection? Where do you think I get the machine from, girl? So yeah, USD is often accepted in a lot of countries and a lot of places, especially when it comes to certain things as far as a consumer. However, to assume that's annoying. To assume is annoying.
And then get frustrated with the vendor because they don't take USD.
Especially when it comes to street vendors and like local vendors you're dealing with directly. Is
convert your money.
Convert your money. And I say don't convert too much because I always end up taking home all his money. So like you don't need to convert all of your money. Like I know people travel and convert $1,000 or like you don't need to convert that much money, but convert some money so you do have the opportunity to be able to be like, oh, okay, well I do have this, and then maybe you can barter if you don't have.
And tipping, I was gonna say like because the bartering is a thing, and it's like, or the negotiation of pricing is a thing, but don't tell the person, all right, well, I'm just going to pay $5 for this and pull out a 20. Like,
oh my God.
You need to have the money
even in America. I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that. Like I only got, you don't only got.
Like, guys, make it make sense.
Because then if I'm going to tell you I only got $5, I'm going to be like, y'all got change for this time. Like, I'm not going to pull out the 20 to you and expect, like, because now you're going to take my whole 20.
Like, that's what it costs. Why would you tell me?
Exactly.
So get the currency and get small bills.
Please.
So that you can negotiate and do what you need to do.
And like you said, for tipping, just to have, so yeah.
Oh, God. I've definitely seen that. And I did it long time ago. But like, don't tell this person, all right, well, it's that, and then pull out the 20.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We look crazy. Next up on our list of annoying things that tourists do. And I'm guilty of this as well, but I learned my lesson, and that's how I ended up being team carry-on. Having too much luggage.
Yeah.
Baby, especially in Europe, because them cobblestone streets and walkways and staircases are all unforgiving, okay?
Like, why you got 4 suitcases?
Bro, and this happened to me because I was doing like a 5-week Euro trip, but like not backpacking. Like, I'm about to give looks in this 5 weeks. Ciao. I didn't get through the first week before I said I had the big suitcase, like the big one. And then I had a carry-on and then a backpack, doing the most. Anyways.
How can you travel with that?
Bro, I couldn't. So like, what did we made it to 2 countries, 3 countries, 3. No, 2. And I was like, I'm shipping this back home. Like, I literally was like, I'm condensing.
How do you get around?
Because I got this big suitcase and this carry-on. No, I'm condensing. I'll figure it out. And I'm sending the big suitcase back home. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's no way. It was like $97, almost $100. No, it wasn't terrible. Yeah. But yeah, like, don't do it. Having too much luggage is going to make you more annoyed. And then also you're trying to now get assistance from the people. They're probably like, who told you to bring all this luggage anyway?
Right.
Or they don't speak English.
I was about to say, you already doing all the other annoying stuff. You're not speaking English. You got USD to tip them. They're not helping you with them suitcases.
You're doing too much. So please take it from me. Limit your luggage amount. Please, especially if you're going to be multi-country hopping.
Exactly. I was just about to say, especially multi-country.
Yeah.
Next we have...
Very ridiculous of me.
Yeah. Y'all know, I don't
It was a long time ago, though.
I get it, though. I get the idea. And, like, I know, even when, like, I always think about, like, celebrities when they travel, and I'm just like, ugh, all that stuff, it gives me anxiety, but I get it, you know? Sometimes you have to. But you got to think about your travel in between the airport and the hotel. Because you're just like, oh, I'm going to the airport. You went 5 weeks in. Because I remember doing 1 week in Italy and just being like, this suitcase is annoying me, but I got to take it everywhere I go.
Yes. Too much.
Next we have being too critical, overly critical of the food and the culture, especially the food.
The food. Oh my gosh, why do y'all do this? It's not chicken fingers and fries. Like, it's okay.
Yes. And they're not going to have that in a lot of places. Like, they're not going to have wings. Like, we know we all have comfort food. Like, you'll probably be able to find a burger basically everywhere. Something of that sandwich type of thing. But sometimes you might not.
Yeah.
You might have to go fish and chips on them. Yeah. Like, that just might be the vibe. That's true. So a lot of times you have to accept that the culture, the food of this culture isn't going to be what you're used to. Yeah. And that's just inevitable. Yeah. Like, in America, like, what is our culture when it comes to food?
Burgers and fries and chicken.
I guess fast food.
Yes.
Ricky over there says something.
But it's the truth. Yeah. Like, that's our thing, and that's what we're used to. And I even know that because I remember, like, when I first started traveling internationally, every time I returned home, I had to get like a cheesesteak.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'm still kind of like that.
I am too. Or I do have the wing craving sometimes where it's like, I just want some wings, I get in the airport,
I need some wings.
Yes. Like, I just need to like reset my palate, like, or whatever. So
chicken Caesar salad.
Yes. And I remember when I was in India. I remember, I think I got to like day 5 or 6. And I was like, this was when we got to Jaipur, which is a little more like
modern.
Yes. And I was like, I saw chicken Caesar salad on the menu, and you would have thought it said free gold. I was so excited. And not because the food was not good. Like, the food in India was amazing.
Delicious, I'm sure.
But it's just like, after all those days, I needed something I knew and something that I was comfortable with. So I literally went to this restaurant in Jaipur, and I got chicken Caesar salad and I got French fries, and I was so happy.
Exactly. Sometimes you just need a little French fry.
Yes.
But it's again, being overly critical of saying, this is nasty. I don't eat this. Like, escargot, this is disgusting. It's like, you came here.
You came here.
You came here. This because we eat snails. Like, we eat snails. We never said we don't. Like, you decided to come here.
Yes.
So being judgmental in that way is like, it's disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
To their culture, you know? So I think that's the most annoying thing. Like, nothing wrong with wanting your Caesar salad, your French fries, your wings, because again, we're guilty. Like, I get home and be like, chickies and Pete's as soon as I'm off the plane. Crab fries, please. Wings in the airport. Like, as soon as I'm heading back, as soon as I hit the States, like, how long we got? I need, like, something. But it's the being overcritical of just saying, this is nasty. It's like, you came here.
Or what is this?
Yeah.
Or, you know, I need hot sauce or something, like just something that.
That's the next thing. Because that's literally what I was about to say, but this is next on our list. So sorry to jump ahead. It's the modifications.
That is the next thing, yes,
because they're
on the list.
Going to do that. You can't get that chicken fried like in Atlanta.
Like, y'all always, so you telling me you can't. No,
we don't have that.
We can't do it that way. We don't have
that. We don't have that.
Y'all love asking them to change this. Listen, babe, the menu item is the menu item.
Can you take this out? Can you put the? That's how it's made.
And especially if it's a local restaurant.
Absolutely.
or a mom and pop experience.
Local restaurant. Like, you think I'm about to take the carrots out?
Like,
I'm not.
So order something
not
else.
taking the peppers out.
No. So you may want to get
less
something
spicy.
else.
That's just how it is. Like, you can't do, like, here in America, you can take that sauce, put it on the side, hold the salt, add the pepper, put this. Like, you could do that how you want to because we just be eating anything. But when it comes to flavor and how dishes are made, you can't make those modifications like that.
Because then you change the way that they're, that they've been taught for generations and generations on how to make this dish. And the reason that TikTok told you to come to the restaurant to try the dish.
Hello.
And now you're at the restaurant, but you want to change the dish.
And then complaining saying it's no salt. Like,
make it make sense. Or it's too salty.
No shade, because Tosh love a little cracked pepper.
I'm guilty. I'm not gonna lie.
No shade.
I'm not gonna lie.
Modification.
But I do always, and I was taught a long time ago, I forget what country it was, but they were like, you need to do the gesture.
Yeah.
So every time I ask,
that's what she said.
That
was definitely a that's what she said gesture. Hopefully, if you're listening, go watch the video.
You're right. Anyway, I gotta show them that I want the crack pepper.
And that's how you get the cracked pepper every time. Period. I know that's right.
I cannot with y'all. But yes, I am guilty of that. Of asking for the pepper. But other than that,
it's the removing of things. You can add a little salt and pepper, but as you asking them, can they take the sauce and put it on the side and remove the peppers and no potatoes? It's like, that's not of other cultures
anymore.
That's not normal to other cultures.
So stop doing that, because that is actually very annoying.
Yeah. And disrespectful to the dish. Like, girl, if you just want chicken and rice, go up the block.
Why you come here?
Because I make my curry how I make my curry.
Facts.
Don't tell me how to make my food. Now Nana coming out the kitchen
asking
like, who said what?
Right, exactly.
So just don't even do it.
Now you got smoke. Smoke with the
in the kitchen.
Oh, last but certainly not least on the list, sticking to the tourist spots, guys.
Yes.
We are in the age of social media. So you see everything and you want to go to the stuff you see. Or you just want that picture. But there's so much more in a destination to offer that either maybe hasn't been exposed on the internet or just something that you haven't considered. So definitely ask your tour guides, because they're going to tell you where to go. And usually they'll also tell you where the better photo is or what better time to go to that spot so that you can get your ideal shots and things. But venture out. Like, please venture out of the tourist spots.
And create new content, because like we are the people who are creating the things on social media and telling the stories of these, making these places popular and known to people who haven't been there.
Yeah.
So the more we explore, the more stories we have to tell. Like, oh yeah, you can go here and go here.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me think about Guatemala with 𝗏𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍, and then us like actually knowing that 𝗙𝗏𝒃𝒃 is a separate place, but also a place to explore.
Yes.
Where obviously people, once they got there, got to do that, but not a lot of people knew naturally that it's a,
separate thing.
Exactly. Because maybe now I just want to go to 𝗏𝒂𝒃𝒃.
Right. Because if I just want the photo with the gold hand.
Yeah.
That's what I could do.
So exactly. So I think just expanding our footprint makes it better for all of us as travelers, because we're able to tell more stories instead of repeating the same ones. We've seen it.
We seen it.
And again, I'm guilty of that. Y'all know I be on TikTok.
Like I said,
that's how I build my itinerary.
Most of the stuff on the list we've done at some capacity.
Absolutely.
And even recently. But it's like we still be checking ourselves and we're still conscious, like, we drawing, but
what can we find here just off of Google Maps? Like sometimes it'll be like, oh, we'll find a restaurant or something, or like the strip club.
That's
just
true.
Something we that just read, that wasn't something we just like saw, and that wasn't something that you see a lot online or repeated, but it was like, oh, okay, now we can tell people to come here.
Yeah, and it was a vibe. Exactly. But again, trying something new, venturing out.
That Guatemalan strip club experience.
The Guatemala strip club lives rent-free in my mind.
Yeah. Wild times. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Hey. We know you're enjoying the episode, but we just wanted to remind you to leave us reviews.
Yes, you guys are always telling us in our DMs, messaging us, letting us know how much you love the podcast. And we're like, we love the feedback, but let's get it on paper.
Please. And of course, if you have suggestions of topics or destinations that you'd like us to cover, shoot us a DM or send us an email.
Yes. Now let's get back into the episode. Wild times.
The whole night.
Wild times.
Oh, man. Good trip. All right. Top tip for tourists when traveling abroad, even if it's on the list or not.
Dressing appropriately. Yeah, I think just doing that research. I know for me, certain destinations, I'm like,
you just won't go.
I won't even consider it because
yes.
I'm like, I know I would want to do this, but I can't, or I'm like, I don't want to teeter-totter the line, so I just won't. So I think knowing the dress code, what's appropriate, making sure you have the wardrobe, because you might have to buy new stuff.
Yeah, because you
just don't have those things. Yeah. So I think that's very important, because that can be a whole extra expense.
Yeah,
depending on the destination.
The one that I would say, it's not on the list, but I definitely think we have to be conscious of it. The destination is not the same temperature all year round.
Oh,
so for example, it is December, and believe it or not, Greece is cold right now.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people see Greece online. You see it under the beautiful sunlight, and you just think this is a tropical, beautiful destination.
It's definitely not tropical.
Definitely not tropical, but you think it's like,
it looks warm.
It looks warm all the time.
You see the sun. Yeah, absolutely.
No, they have 4 seasons.
And they buy that water, so it's probably cold.
Yes. They get winter and they're in it. Like, it's chilly right now. So while this may be, off season so that you can experience Greece for a lesser price point, set your expectations.
Absolutely.
That a lot of destinations also have seasons, even though the internet does not show the other seasons.
That's so true.
So that would be like my tip, because you will go there and then you will be annoyed because you brought a white flowy dress and it's too cold to wear it.
Oh my God.
And now you're annoyed and you're being annoying because you're like, why?
Yeah, and those two things I feel like go together, because it's like dressing appropriately for the culture and for the weather. Yes. Because again, those seasons change. So you're like, let me bring my swimsuit because it's so nice and sunny all the time. Now you're somewhere looking to buy a jacket and long sleeves, and now you had to pay all this extra money.
It happened to me.
I just had that happen to a client, actually.
It happened to me too.
Yeah.
And my first time in Greece, and it was fine because it was like late April going into May. So like, again, rates are the best, but the seasonality is like spring.
Transit, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not quite
cool
hot,
days,
but there are some cool days. So baby, I was like, yeah, I packed this swimsuit, but like, I don't think I'm gonna wear it. Quick little picture. Put this on because it's a little coolness in this air. So
that's true.
That's why I wanted to say that. And so we experienced that when I was in Cabo in January. It's like long sleeves, babe.
Really?
Long sleeves,
Dang,
babe.
you just assume Mexico, but it's the West Coast, so it's like LA. It's like where it's like the sun might be shining, but it's a little chilly.
Yeah, and especially in the evenings. So please know that before you go, because you will be salty and then annoyed. And then annoying as a tourist because you didn't know.
Right, exactly. Now they looking at you like, why you got that on?
You just cold, but you don't got nothing else.
Why did you wear this white flowy dress?
Girl, and we got winter coats
right,
on.
Literally.
I've seen it, so don't let it be you. But that is also why you need to book your travels with us.
Okay.
Because then we set you up for success and we tell you, baby, don't put that in your suitcase. Or you could just ask, what is the weather?
Right.
And we'll help you through the process. Because if you didn't know, but now you know today, Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Goddess International, which is a full-service travel agency that can assist with bringing your next vacation experience to life.
Yes. So whether you are looking to avoid doing some of these things,
which you should be,
head over to travelgoddessintl.com and we are going to get you set for that next trip.
We got you. And now you have the tools for success.
Period.
That's why you listen to this podcast. Duh. So it is time for the travel deal of the week. And guys, I'm actually really excited about this travel deal.
Oh, me?
I'm very excited about it.
Wow.
It's insane, but it's also like so fitting because this destination is definitely like top of a lot of people's list going into 2025.
Has been popping this year.
It's popping.
It's popping.
All right. So travel deal of the week, 7 days and 6 nights.
Ooh, that's a long time.
But you gotta go far. So you need to, maximize the whole one too. 7 days and 6 nights in Tokyo, Japan.
Come on.
Because
if I knew how to do the little Megan Stallion dance, I would do it. But
Itachi wa sha.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't want to say the words wrong. Y'all know.
The dance.
I be messing stuff up.
We don't even know if Megan said it right. We just say what she said.
That's true. I feel like she knows. She's into anime. She knows her stuff.
That's true. My bad, Meg. My bad, Meg. You be knowing, girl. Early February.
Okay.
With round trip flights via United Airlines. But the gag is nonstop flights.
Wow.
Nonstop.
I didn't even see that.
Nonstop. United Airlines.
Wow.
From LAX and 4-star hotel accommodations at the Hyatt Regency Tokyo Bay.
Come on, Hyatt.
Right. Come on, Hyatt, number 1. And then number 2, on the bay. So you're getting the waterfront view. All of that. Y'all, this is out of control. This is literally less than the flight cost. And the whole trip itself is $890.
Yeah.
7 days and 6 nights, round trip nonstop flights on United. What are we talking about?
That's less than $120 per night.
$890 a person.
That's crazy.
To Tokyo for a week. The flight to Tokyo is $1,200.
Literally, that's crazy. That's less than $120 a night.
That's insane.
You can't even stay at a Hyatt in downtown of your city for $120 a night.
Ain't that the truth?
A Hyatt Regency?
No, you cannot.
Not stay at a Hyatt Regency in downtown anywhere.
No. You can say a Hyatt Place.
Probably not.
Probably not.
What you
depending on the day, right?
Yeah, $120. What they show on the website.
Then you got those taxes in your feet. Listen, Linda.
$894. That's really good.
If you know nothing about travel,
that's great.
You're gonna learn today because this is out of control.
And it's been so much great Tokyo content.
Of course.
So I feel like if Tokyo's on your list, you have so much inspiration on where to go. Mm-hmm. Whether doing a little Mario go-karts. Yep. I've seen a lot of people do that this year.
Yes.
A bunch of different, is it a Disneyland?
Yes, Tokyo Disney.
Yeah.
They got so many great speakeasies and hidden bars. Tokyo
That's
is incredible.
dope.
And then you're also in Japan. So you should explore the other area.
You have the time. It's
Kyoto and like just all the like, girl.
That's crazy.
Eat this down. If you know, you know. Eat
Tokyo's
this down.
not technically on my list, but I don't know.
Because even if you're not close to LAX, maybe the
A
flights
little
from
flight to get to
LAX,
LAX is going to
you're still going to spend less than
Absolutely.
$1,000 for a 7-day, 6-night trip to Tokyo, babe.
That's crazy. Wow.
Wild. You already know this is an exclusive travel deal.
Come on now.
So a membership is required. But why wouldn't you invest $9 a month for something like this? Like, if this is the only trip you book, you've won.
Even a yearly membership plus this is
$84 for the year.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you could book the trip and pay for the year, and it's still under $1,000.
That's insane. That is literally insane. Yeah. And we do have a Tokyo travel guide. So you could also click the show notes, go to our travel guides. We have, it's all done for you.
Period.
What are we talking about? So y'all already know. Just visit the website or click the link in the show notes and get your butt to Tokyo in 2025. You really don't have an excuse.
That is such a good deal.
And they do have brunch in Tokyo. So it's time to get brunchy, babe.
I might be going. That might be the next brunch abroad because come on, $8.94.
Crazy.
So this week's brunch abroad, back to the brunch capital. DC. It's called Cafe Rig. So they have a $55 per person bottomless champagne brunch.
That's so good.
It just looks really cute. Like the aesthetic, because 55, y'all know that's a little high.
Is it?
A little on the higher end for me. When we talk brunch abroad, I try to keep it a little lower. But however, the aesthetic is very cute. Like it looks like a very nice restaurant.
It does.
So I feel like not only are you paying for obviously bottomless champagne, quality champagne at that, because they tagged the champagne and it was like
it was LP. It was, and this is terrible because y'all know I'm champagne mommy. But
it's out of Paris though. I know they're based in it's a France.
It is, but I'm not about to butcher the name. But LP, y'all know LP
exactly. But that's what they serve. They only serve that. It's literally a top of the top sparkling champagne out of France. So $55, you're paying for that, and the aesthetics.
Yes.
And
they give you
delicious.
the carafes of juices, and they set it up really cute. Like, just get them the $55. They did the thing.
Come on. We love
and you're
in
DC.
And you're in DC, so it's a great start to.
I know.
And then here's a little hack.
Oh, right.
Museums are
we
free.
love a hack. Ooh, so you get
spend
tipsy
a little
at the brunch,
and then you go, do a little museum tour.
Do a little museum tour.
There you go.
Because now you
don't break nothing though. Well, like we said, talking about going back to
the monuments, disrespect the monuments.
Don't get too drunk at brunch and then go break nothing at them DC museums and say that we sent you.
Great.
But that's a cute little date.
Not that we sent you. But yes, that's a good one. 55 bottomless with the good ships.
Yes, the good ships.
I'll take it. Last but not least, question of the day. Question of the day, Jasmine. What annoying tourist thing are you guilty of? It don't have to be on a list either.
Well, certainly the last thing, sticking to tourist spots. Like I am guilty of building the itinerary prior to going to the destination, kind of based off of like those frequented popular places where I'm like, I definitely want to go.
Yeah.
But as of lately, I've been trying to be more intentional about adding things that aren't as popular in the itinerary as well. Because that's just who I am. Like I want to go to like the cute restaurants.
Yeah.
Like, but as long as I could layer in some other things, it's a good trip. How about you?
I know. Yeah, everything on the list I have done at least one time. But I think the rushing through meals, I really have to like unlearn that behavior. Because I still do it. Like, where you at?
We do it all the time, especially when we together. Like our impatience together just like clashes.
I know. So I'm like, I have to be more conscious. Even though I know this, it's still easier said than done.
Yeah, in the moment to just think like, you know what? They're not doing this on purpose.
Right. And it's also like, you know what? You're on vacation. vacation.
Yeah, where are you rushing to? And sometimes we do be in a rush though.
We do. That's what I'm saying. So sometimes it's more like we have to also build in appropriate time for our itinerary because a lot of times we're like, oh, well, we got to go because we got to get to X, Y, Z. And it's like, we think we only need an hour for this, but we should have probably allocated 2 because it's not about to go that way.
Yep, that's so true. Because I do that here at home too. Be like, dang, now I gotta have rush. Can I box this?
Can I box? Jasmine will ask for a box every time.
Every time.
Every time. And then actually eat it. That's the thing.
Because I don't be eating like that. I be drinking in the restaurant. So I eat
so
later.
The food comes home.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be my thing. I mean,
that's true.
Everything on the list really I've done, but that's one that I'm still working on. Work in progress. Okay. But what would you guys say is your annoying tourist thing that you do? Drop it in the comments. No judgment. Judgment-free zone.
What they say, we listen, we don't judge.
We listen. Well, psych no. I'm just kidding. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the episode on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, and follow us on the socials, Instagram, TikTok at @TravelFlySexy.
And of course, if you have a product or service that you would like to see featured on an upcoming episode of TFS, shoot us an email, info@travelflysexy.com.
Yes, and leave us reviews. Your feedback is valuable. Let us know if there's anything that you want us to talk about, anything you like, don't like. Well, not don't like.
I mean, we're open to the feedback.
Email us that. But on the reviews, good stuff.
Right.
So definitely leave us reviews on whatever your preferred platform is. We appreciate it.
I love it. Moral of the story. Stop being annoying, y'all.
Yeah, we gotta stop.
We gotta chill.
We got to do better. 2025, we are going to be better travelers.
We are.
Tasha and I included.
We are. We're
going to allocate that 2 hours. Like that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good tip, right? Because we just be trying to get everything in.
Exactly.
Because y'all know Jasmine don't want to go nowhere longer than 4 days.
Right, so we got to do everything.
Child.
But you're right. Give us a little more time because I be in and out the restaurants. I tell you, I got to go to the next day. I got a reservation somewhere else.
So we got to do better.
Yes.
And y'all can hold us accountable and we'll do the same. All right, guys. I think that's our episode. Until next time, bye.